The best part of our show tonight is going to be the intro because that's all the happy energy that we have on display. What is going on, Philly? You know what it is. Drunk on Broad. I'm Rich. I got Nick the Daddy with me, and of course, our man Don Juan. Me and Don did a little bit of double duty this week. I was on Fired Up last night. Don was on Chip, all about the Bird Show, Chips and Dish. It was a good night to rant about some Eagles stuff. But now it's our turn to do it on our platform. And I can honestly say I haven't been this discouraged by an Eagles team in a while. And what's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
And it's kind of getting me to the point where it's borderline unwatchable football. And I don't like saying that because of how much I do love the Philadelphia Eagles. But at the same time, can we as fans keep supporting a product that the team doesn't even support? What do you think? What do you think?
I mean, listen, like we knew going into this year that it was a show me year, right? To just figure out what pieces work. I think, and Rich, you brought up something last night that really kind of hit home, which was like the idea that I think after the whole nonsense that went on with Wentz last year, I think everybody wanted Hurts to be the guy so bad that it was blinding us from actually seeing what he really is. And you're seeing every week, week after week, and the coaching is suspect at best, that regardless of the coaching, he sucks. Like, he is a borderline backup-ish kind of guy. He's a guy when is the only time that he's successful?
In garbage time.
The garbage time, right? He's collecting trash cans at the end of the game. And, and the most, I saw Rob Motti put out
Mike.
Mike. I saw him put out a stat right around halftime where it showed the passer rating between him and Derek Carr. And they had identical passer ratings.
Yeah.
But the statistical data and the visual data of what you see shows you that those two guys weren't even in the same stratosphere on Sunday. And Rich, I don't even know where to go. Like, there are so many holes in so many places that where do you even start? And now there's whispers of how he's talking about using that early draft capital to go get a quarterback. Like, that is by far the dumbest, most short-sighted vision of anything.
If you get a new quarterback, you get a new coach. But before we get into that, Nick, I want to know your thoughts. And please, I put out a tweet today, and I said, besides the Heisman, but it broke it down to he is a man or he is man. And I'm like, this is so weird. I'm like, what did I try to say here? And I'm like, oh, Heisman. We've seen Jalen Hurts for what he is in college. Nick, you are an avid – I could ask Nick, my buddy Bill, my buddy Tasso, anything about college football. And I could ask Nick and be like, yo, what do you think of this guy? He gives me an honest opinion. We've seen Jalen Hurts in college. And I'm keep going back to this argument because, Nick, I need you to put clarity on. Besides the Heisman, which we saw in Oklahoma, what are your thoughts? What were your thoughts of Jalen Hurts at Alabama, him transferring, and how do you think that his game has changed or has it not changed since he's entered the NFL?
Okay, well, we have to look at it two ways. Alabama, you're playing with the best of the best every week, right? So, I mean, he's playing with good players now, but the players he's playing against are also on the same level, right? So that's part of it. Alabama also has the best coaching staff in college football, which here he does not have. That plays a part. When he transferred to Oklahoma, it was because he lost his job to Tua, who I've been on record saying Tua stinks. I still think Tua stinks.
We've all said that.
So you lost your job to him. So that tells me something that the coaches either didn't see in practice or did see in practice that thought that they should make that change for whatever reason it was. They liked what Tua brought to the offense better than what Jalen could have did that year. He had some moments, right? He came in and won the national championship game. That's great. But when you watch college tape, you can see, okay, yeah, he's a good kid. He looks like he knows how to run their offense. That's great. But does he do anything that flashes? And to me, the answer was always no. Like most Heisman winners, you watch Devontae Smith, he flashed. Kyler Murray flashed. Baker Mayfield, he's not the greatest, but he had plays where he flashed. And maybe it's because of arm talent, right? Both of those guys have an arm talent that Jalen Hurts doesn't have.
Yep.
He went to Oklahoma and he played in the system where they're going to stand you up and spread you out, and it's the Big 12. Lincoln Riley's a very good coach, so he's going to maximize Jalen Hurts' skill set, which was get the ball out quick to NFL caliber wide receivers, and then I'm going to use Jalen's legs. So I agree with you, Don, with that the Eagles coaching, like they're definitely subpar. They're not doing what they need to do to maximize Jalen's skill set.
Right.
The issue is that I don't think his skill set is good enough to win in the NFL, right? Like, yeah, he can use his legs. He's perfect example of what he did last year where Wentz got benched because of either poor player or an injury, right? He can come in and he can win you a game as your backup quarterback. I can use him as a spot start for now with COVID or, like
whatever,
the Baker falls and, something like that happened. That's great. But he's not your long-term answer. And even though I bash Howie constantly, I always will because it's always his fault. He has never been on record of saying Jalen is our quarterback, right? He's never said that. Like, long-term, we need to fill other holes because we have Jalen. So they know, too, like, this guy can't do what we need to do to win at this level.
And Nick, you've said it a bunch where, like, he can't – there are places on the field where he can't – he just flat can't get the ball.
Correct.
When you see him, like, even again on Sunday, when he goes to throw a deep ball, and what's he got to do? He's got to take 2-3 steps just to get the energy and the oomph to get the ball down the field, and he's still underthrown. Rich, you were talking about last night the one play to the one slant that they run to Devontae, and he throws the ball behind him. If he throws that ball out in front of him, and he can run, right now he's running away from the defender, not having to reach back where the ball gets swatted out. Right, those are all those little things where, like, that chunk play where that could be, a 7-yard slant that could turn into a 30, 40-yard run for him. Part of me wonders, like, is leaving Hurts in, and let's be honest, no quarterback on the roster right now is the long-term solution.
No,
but like, is leaving Hurts in there now hurting the progress of some of the other young guys on the roster?
Yeah, I would say yes, because how many balls, like I hear people, I'll flip through the radio stations when I'm not in my car where I have Sirius and I don't have a choice to listen to, like, when I'm flipping through. People are calling in defending Hurts, and they're like, well, the coaching. I'm like, but the coaching what? He's missing wide open guys, bro. What do you guys like? Yeah, he's not running the right. Yeah, the offense isn't right, and the play calling has been shitty. We all agree with that. But how do you miss guys wide open? Like, then if you're hitting all your throws, and you're, like you said, that slant you're throwing behind the guy, he's got to catch it like this instead of catching it out here. If he's got to adjust, right? He's missed multiple wide open throws that could have been big gains. That's not on the coaches because they're not throwing the ball, right? Like I've said to Rich, I said in our other group, turn his hips and just let one rip. He just can't do it.
He can't flick his wrist like Aaron Rodgers. And I'm just saying, Aaron Rodgers flicks his wrist. A lot of
Kyler Murray can do that because he played baseball his whole life, right? He was a shortstop and a center fielder. So he has the ability to throw those weird angles. Same with Matthew Stafford, Patrick Mahomes, all those guys. They can throw the ball at every angle and get it to where it needs to go. He just can't. That's okay. But there's a reason why when you have all those accolades, you don't go in the first round.
Right.
Because it's either one, your size, two, because these guys watch tape and they go, okay, yeah, he looks like he's a good kid and he can lead me. He's not going to get into trouble off the field. That's great. He's a good locker room guy. That's great. He can read he knows how to understand the playbook. That's great. But he can't win you a game with his arm. He just can't do it.
And the problem is he solely can't put the team on his back. You see in situations, like, I would be completely understanding if Jalen Hurts was completing 70% of his passes a game and was throwing for 300 yards, rushing for 30, 2 touchdowns and a pick, and you're losing a game to the Raiders 33-30. And it was close. and we lost because we gave the ball back to the Raiders and they kicked a game-winning field goal. I could completely defend.
Well, then you see progress for sure.
Because you would see the progress. What I see is 5 and 10 for 60 yards, and you have 102 quarterback rating. Like, it actually fucking matters, because it really doesn't. You're 5 of 10. You completed 50% of your passes. The other 50%, yes, some drops. Devontae Smith had some uncharacteristic drops this week. We saw that. But a lot of balls were skipped. A lot of balls were underthrown. A lot of balls were just, why are you trying to make this throw? Yeah, I understand our offensive line isn't playing that well, but look at the fluidity of the first drive, the balance, the running game. You march down that field, and I'm like, oh shit, like they might beat the Raiders. The next drive, they come out stale. The next drive, they come out stale. Then 30 unanswered points later, the offense can't. And that's the funny thing. It's like they don't. And this is all coaching staff. I'm not solely blaming Hurts. When you don't adapt and you don't change and you don't make those adjustments in game, and you're literally getting boat raced, you let up 30 unanswered points. You expect me as a fan to keep the game on? I turned
30 points, and the Raiders are missing their best player.
They're missing Darren Waller, but freaking Foster Moreau had 6 catches for 60 yards.
And that just shows you that it's not like, yeah, Foster Moreau was a good player in college. He played at LSU. He's a good player, but it just shows you that, like,
what's the game plan?
The defense, like, who are you shutting down? Because every time I looked, none of the wide receivers on the Raiders went off. But you look at the stat line, everybody was 4 or 5 catches for 45 plus yards. The running backs were getting chunks. They were catching the ball in space. It's like you play this too high safety cloud coverage defense. Bro, we don't want to see that.
I don't need to see a cover 3. I don't need to see another cover 3. It's cover 3.
Do something, like you said. If it's not working, just what's the harm in you're losing? They went literally, they were up 7-0. Then it went 30-0, right? It's like you said. Then they went 30 unanswered, so it's 30-7.
Yeah.
Why not at that point go? You know what? I'm going to change it up.
Let's take some shots. Let's take some deep.
What do I have to lose this possession here? I'm going to tell our defense, listen, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to run A-gap blitzes. We're going to run an all-out blitz. We're going to run a corner blitz. I'm going to bring up McLeod to run a safety blitz. Do something. If you get beat, you get beat, but at least you're playing aggressive. Maybe try playing man. Put Nelson and Slay on press man. Then you have somebody on Edwards. You have somebody on Ruggs. Put Avante on Renfro, and then you bring a safety, and you go, okay, make Derek Carr beat me. He can do it, but at least you're making him have to try. Bro, 92.5% completion percentage. And those the three misses weren't even like they were bad throws. He missed a couple, but it wasn't like you were really contesting anything.
No.
I mean, listen, we are by no means a stat pod, right?
No.
But some of the seeing that the one thing that Paul Hembekides put out where Drew Brees is the record for completion percentage is like 72% for the whole season. And the last, I think 5 or 6 quarterbacks, their completion percentage is higher than that. Like it was like 2 percentage points higher than that. The fact that you had 10 days to prepare for this game and you came out with that dud and didn't realize or recognize at all that anything had to change throughout that entire game. And Nick, how many times have we said we are not sitting in all 22 films looking at position player focused footage.
Yep.
How do we sit there and you and I can come up with a better game plan even in the middle of the game? Like just that's the part that, and at some point we have to talk about the penalty on 3rd down, where if they accept the penalty, it's 4th and 4.
Yeah. But then he defended it after.
And like the fact that at that following press conference, the chart told me to do it.
Mm-hmm. Analytics.
What in the ever loving, like, you're a coach, you're watching a game, like, get your head out of the fucking chart.
Well, he already said in that press conference, he said, like, I believe it was before, he's like, oh, yeah, I watched some of it, but, I'm or for the defensive side, but I'm mainly focused on the offensive side of the
He
ball.
called himself the offensive coordinator, bro.
Yeah. I'm like,
You're
dude,
the head coach, bro.
That's not what you have to worry about. And like Chip is saying, like, okay, and you take from the press conference what Cox and McLeod said. It was very eye-opening because you just see how vanilla and bland that offense is, and these guys can't freelance. These guys can't just, okay, I'm going to do an impromptu blitz or I'm going to blow that. Like, nope, you're told this is where you're playing and this is what you're going to do. And the guys are like, well, we're getting destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm just going to do that. Fletcher Cox has not lived up to anything in the past 15 games. I get that. But it comes a point where you listen to the guys who really don't speak ill about coaches because they never do. Fletcher Cox never said anything bad about Doug or the previous coaches.
Yeah.
So you need to start listening to your players. But the problem is, like we constantly say, nothing is going to change because Howie's not going anywhere. They're going to spin this, and it's going to be, oh, well, we already said it's going to be a rebuild. It's not the fact that we didn't know this, but it's the fact that we didn't know it was going to be this bad and that Sirianni is going to look like he's coaching peewee football in the NFL. It's hard to suck at your job, and it's hard to have multiple coaches suck at their job.
Listen, Rich.
That's the thing that blows my mind. It's not one coach. It's multiple coaches suck.
Aside from Seth Joyner saying they're running a high school offense, there was players on the other opposing team's defense saying we knew what plays they were running.
Yeah,
we knew, like they're running the same offense that they're.
They
trying to
don't
run.
change it up, Nick.
Well,
It's all on film.
And I get that they're not changing it up, and I think part of it is because they know Jalen he can't really run a full offense. Yeah. That's why, like, it's weird. Like, I know we were talking about in our group chat, like people are asking for. They're asking for like, oh, I want to see Minshew, and not that Minshew is the answer, but I would guarantee that if Minshew came in, the offense would look better. That's a fact. It's going to be.
You'd have a guy who can throw a deep ball.
Well, he wouldn't miss those open throws, and they would be able to run different plays on the offense because his first instinct wouldn't be tuck it and run when I miss a read. And the Eagles are notorious for this, right? They're looking at the score at the end of the game. People are like, oh, they lost 33-22. It's not that bad. You didn't watch the game.
Yeah,
The Raiders took their foot off the gas and said, you know what?
We're done.
Just going to take it easy.
Yeah, we're leaving here without injuries.
We could put up 50 right now if we wanted to.
Right. The same thing that happened in Tampa with the Tampa.
Exactly.
Game.
Tampa said, you know what? We're up by a bunch. Let's just relax.
Right.
And
it's
you know
Thursday.
what?
We're going to take 10 days off.
Yeah.
We're just going to split out of here with a win.
It would be different if at the end of these games, right? The end of that Raiders game, you're like, all right, let's try this on this drive. We're going to try a different offense. And then you go into the next game saying, hey, this worked in that last drive. Why don't we start with this, try and get off to a fast start, and then we'll go forward. So the first drive, they ran the ball. They gave Miles a lot of carries. It worked. Right. He gets hurt. Okay, he gets hurt. But then why would you draft Gainwell and want to use him and then just not even use him either? Run the same plays. You still have Boston Scott, he's shown he can come in and be fine. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Boston Scott, but he's serviceable when he comes in. So run the same offense. If anything, you're obviously showing you don't trust your defense. Keep your defense on the sideline for a little bit. Right? It's just
do something different.
Sense. And this is why it's so frustrating because we have the same discussion every week. It just looks worse and worse because the coaches keep saying the same things. They keep saying, oh, I need to do this. I need to look myself in the mirror. Bro, enough with you looking in the mirror. Just switch it up already.
Enough with the I need to be better. Enough with the it starts with me. It's like, dude, we know you need to be better. We know it starts with you. But my main issue, Nick, and you brought up a really good point, is Sirianni running an offense that shows the limitations of Hurts? I think that's a big part too, because you're not taking the deep shots. You take one or two deep shots, you see how poorly the ball's thrown, and you kind of go, okay, well, we can't do this. So what does that do? It limits you. So the defense knows this. So the defense are just going to play to the sticks because they're not going to get beat. They're going to make Jalen Hurts beat them. He cannot beat them with his arm. And that's a huge problem in the NFL. If you don't have the arm talent in the NFL, you cannot succeed as a quarterback. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how fast you are. I don't care if you were the best leader in the world. If you do not have the arm talent, you cannot succeed in the NFL. Chris wants to know, because we're going to start transitioning, do you think they will win against the Detroit Lions? I'm going to start, and I'm going to say no. Detroit is way better coached. They play fucking hard every single week. They care. They will die for their head coach because that guy cares a shit ton about his players. And that is the
player too.
You need. What?
He was actually on their 0-16 team. You know that? He was
Yeah.
a player.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, on the Lions team.
But that's the inspiration that I think the Eagles are missing. They're missing that coach that actually is like, I'm holding Jared Goff accountable. What do you say? Well, do you think Jared? And he thought he was like, yeah, Jared needs to be better. He needs to start making better throws. He needs to start hitting throws. I think things, I think will be okay, but he needs to be better. It's like, damn, bro. Like your coach, a rookie coach is going to call you out. But we have a rookie coach who goes, "Oh no, I have no problem with Jalen. Everything's fine. There's no fire. There's no need to panic." But when you look at it, you see Detroit played super tough against the Rams. Again, the Rams are so well coached that they schemed Cooper Kupp open all day.
All day long.
All day long. We don't have a coach who can scheme their best player open.
Yep.
So Detroit is going to have a really good time, especially with the predictability of that offense, because we could go on YouTube and start picking out and knowing what plays that they're doing. We already know when they line up what play that they're going to run. I see some of the formations. I'm like, all right, well, here's a screen. Okay, they're going to run. They're going to run the out. Okay, I know what they're doing just from the formations that I saw this week compared to last week, and then the next week, and then the last week, because it's so stagnant. It's the same offense. It's the NFL. People actually watch tape, guys, especially opposing coaches who are smarter and better than you. And this is why I think Detroit is going to win. Coaching doesn't have to do with the players. If the players will play for the coach, they'll show out. And Detroit is going to get their first win, and then everybody's going to be looking at each other like,
damn.
Yeah, it is that bad.
I mean, they've legit shown you nothing that would say, yeah, you can justify saying that they would win. I mean, DeAndre Swift is probably going to have, hey,
there he is.
You could say that DeAndre Swift is probably going to have a monster. Like, it wouldn't surprise me to, if I don't even know what the over under is on yards, but I would say bet the over, right? If you're going to say, bet an anytime touchdown, you probably say TJ Hawkinson, right? They're gonna do what teams have done with this defense.
Adam,
what's going on? Which is death by 1,000 cuts, right? They're just gonna dink and dunk and take 5 yards, 8 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards. They're just gonna go down the field, and that's frustrating as all get out because there's just no end in sight, right? It's like the Oasis where we constantly think that we're getting somewhere and it's nothing.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, they're better coached. They have, Jared Goff has won a lot of games in this league. I mean, I think McVay had a lot to do with that, but he's good enough to beat this Eagles team. That's for sure. I think DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams, if they just give them both 15 touches.
And who's stopping Hawkinson?
The Eagles have shown they can't stop him. Yeah, Hawkinson's going to be running free. I mean, if Foster Moreau goes for 660 in the tutty, what's Hawkinson going to go for? I mean, I think the issue is I think the Eagles could win this game because this has the makings of a letdown game for the Lions because they pulled out. They did 2 fake punts. They did the onside kick. They got up to play and, they gave the Rams everything they had. They just, their talent was just not there. So it has the makings of that. But like you said, they play really hard for Campbell. And I think that, if anything, I think Campbell deserves a win just because of the way he coaches. I love the calling his players out. Like the Eagles don't want to coach like that, Rich. That's why we don't have one. Okay. Because McDaniels would call his players out. And then, Brandon Staley didn't want this job. I mean, listen, I would take the Chargers job too because they have Justin Herbert. So
and Keenan Allen.
Job, but like Daboll doesn't want to come and interview here. Now, I'm sure that it happens more than is known. Like there's probably like, you know what? I don't want to go interview for I don't want to go work for Jerry Jones. I'm sure it probably does happen. Right. these guys, if they have, but like Dable literally said, I'll just be an offense coordinator, and I don't need that huge pay raise to go work for Howie Roseman because I'm not going to just do what he tells me to do. Like I know how to run an offense. Like you look at the Bills, they have a dynamic offense, and he made Josh Allen an MVP caliber quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, could he, like a guy like that? Yeah, could he maximize Jalen Hurts? Yeah, he could. Like, would Jalen Hurts look a lot better? Yeah, he would. But we're all on the same. We're all on the same page with this. They need
I think even
wholesale
at the end,
changes, but wholesale changes won't happen because Jeff is not going to do anything with Howie. And
Nope.
now the talking of they're going to use those picks to try and get a Russell Wilson or get a Aaron Rodgers. Like, first of all, Aaron Rodgers isn't coming here, right?
No.
Russell Wilson might because he could get traded here, but Aaron Rodgers ain't going to sign here. That's not going to happen.
No.
John Watson's not going to come here. That's not going to happen because he already said no. So then what that does is Howie just resets his clock again. And Howie's here for another 4 or 5 years at least because he's like, well, I just had to draft this kid and we need to develop him. Like, oh, Howie, you're on the field developing this kid. Okay. All right. That worked out real well.
Yeah.
Listen, last year when they were in the middle of that coaching search, I feel like that's why Lincoln Riley's his name got a lot of tread because they're like, all right, well, we saw how he was able to scheme an offense around Hurts and his strengths. That's why I think that it's not a surprise that there was a lot of appeal when people started bringing that stuff up. But I was fully on board and saying, let him play the whole year.
Adam says, so you guys think if they lose to the Lions, they will start Gardner Minshew?
I mean, I would say maybe if Sirianni had the power to do that, he might do that, but I don't think he does. I think it's the same thing with Doug. So here's another thing. So Doug wins a Super Bowl, right? Now, granted, he kept 9 of Chip Kelly's assistants on his staff when he came on. It was admitted that he didn't have a real eye for his assistants, but the ones that he did, like Frank Reich, Jim Schwartz, they were good coaches, right? So they helped win that Super Bowl. The reason why Doug and the Eagles decided to part ways is because Doug wanted to hire his own assistants and Howie said no.
Right.
So they let Nick Sirianni bring in all his own coaches that he wants. Shane Steichen, Jonathan Gannon. Like, now listen, I'm not saying that that's necessarily the wrong decision, but like Doug won a Super Bowl. Now, granted, Doug's offense was very elementary the last 2 years. We knew what was coming, partly because the roster was poorly constructed, injuries, all this stuff happens.
You waste a shit ton of money on Alshon Jeffrey. That's what happens.
Yeah, but
right.
So a guy that wins the Super Bowl doesn't get to pick his own coaches. It's like. And now you see the other option for our head coach, the one that was seriously considered, he's the offensive coordinator on the Lions. I hope he gets his revenge on Sunday. And that's Deuce Staley. I hope he gets his revenge. But look how good DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams looked this year with Deuce Staley, right?
Yep.
It's like this is why they didn't want Deuce Staley to be the head coach because he would run the ball more. It would be more 50-50. It'd be 45. It would probably be 40-60. You still got to pass the ball probably more. But that's not what Jeffrey Lurie wants. Okay, but
it's a passing league, but we don't have a quarterback who can pass. So.
To do what Jeffrey Lurie wants, you need Kyler Murray, you need Josh Allen, you know what I mean? You need Matthew Stafford. We don't have that, and they don't grow on trees. And this year's draft doesn't have that guy either.
No.
Right?
There's not. I mean, there's nobody at the top of this draft.
Those quarterbacks, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, they don't leave their teams.
No.
Because they're going to get more money to stay. And the other teams build their roster to that quarterback. So what do? You're in purgatory, right?
Yep.
You know what? I think, Nick, when you're talking about how they built that staff, I think there's a lot of the flaw in that staff is in the youth.
Absolutely.
Right. They did not bring in. There's not a single person on that staff.
Just Stoutland. That's it.
With Stoutland aside. There's not a single person on that staff that came in that could be the sounding board that can go into Sirianni and say, yo, dude, we need to run the ball. Like throw all the pass plays out. We need to run the ball. Stoutland is the run game coordinator, but at the end of the day, Nick, what you're saying is absolute.
Yeah.
It's out of their hands. They are being fed this directive from above. It makes absolutely no sense.
Oscar, you're a fucking dickhead. But before we move on, we are sponsored by La Terrain Watches. Visit them at la-terrain.com and use the promo code DOB. Again, we are sponsored by La Terrain Watches. Visit them at la-terrain.com and use the promo code DOB at checkout. Matt, we are going to move to one of our favorite segments, and that is Oscar's 2 minutes.
2 minutes again. I feel so privileged.
You get 2 minutes, Oscar.
All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I don't know. I'm just like really like depressed in the sports world, just in general. I just hate everything about this season. All my teams suck.
Your boy got traded.
Yeah, that's right, Joe Flacco. All right, let's go to that. Honestly,
I mean, he's probably going to start though, Oscar. So
Yeah, he's probably gonna start.
and that's what I'm saying. He should be starting right now for the Eagles. Like, please tell me, like, that Hurts is actually better than Joe Flacco. Like, I know.
I mean, we can't say that. It's not. He hasn't proven that he is. So
yeah.
for sure.
So like, you trade him away. Why? Because he wants to start. All right. Well, we're pretty much in the shits right now. Are you really going to develop Hurts to be a good? Let's be honest. Is he going to be a good quarterback enough to be like a QB1 and let's say 25% of this league? No. Like, the Eagles should be literally. I don't know. They should just have a good quarterback. They had one. Yeah.
Appreciate that, baby doll.
Yeah.
Did you catch my reference?
Yeah, we're not going to fight about this.
No, we're not going to fight about Sucker Punch being a terrible movie. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Oscar,
So
what's going on with your soccer squad? There's a lot of drama around your soccer squad.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to get our coach. Like, he lost the locker room. Players are fighting within each other. They're actually questioning him. They're like, what are you doing? So I don't see there being a point of him even being the manager anymore. When you lose the locker room in any sport, that's it. When players don't have respect for you anymore, like, there's gonna be a pretty big reason as to why, and they look like fools out on that field every game. It's actually embarrassing to see these professionals who, I mean, a lot of these players have won things outside of United and like World Cups, Euros, Nations Leagues, and they play great for their nation. But when they come to United, it's just like, wow, are you guys even the same player? It comes down to coaching. That's all.
Yeah.
You should just be a Liverpool fan and just, be happy with your life. Pretty much what it comes down to, Oscar.
I can't find that being enjoyable, honestly.
I don't even know.
Could be a Man City fan, be their rival fan.
Oh, Man City. Aren't they the blue? Aren't they
Yeah,
blue?
they're the blue. They're the blue side of the city. But I would say Liverpool is actually our biggest rival, though.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
We're done with sports for tonight because I was going to talk about the Sixers. They were winning, and I turned it on. I looked, they're like down by 20. And I really don't get that fiasco. But it is Halloween season. It's spooky season. I want to have some fun. Halloween movies, top 3. But here's what I want. Okay, so when we go through this is what I need us. We need to address Oscar as Professor Oscar, minored in film studies, and he is going to give the synopsis and make sure that we pick the correct Halloween movies because I don't want to play Oscar.
But is The Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie?
Yes. And it's
probably number 1.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, if it's not everyone's number 1, your list is kind of.
I just Val's obsessed with it now, so I watched it twice today again.
Yeah, I would. Can I come over? Because I'll watch it.
Dude, Disney Plus, just put it on. I love it, dude. I'm not a real big fan of musicals. But the music in that, like Danny Elfman, like I
it's
love,
really good.
Dude, it's just great. It's just fantastic. And if anybody hasn't seen that movie and you've lived under a rock, I get it. And I'm sorry about that. So we're throwing Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm throwing Monster Squad in there because Monster Squad's fucking great. Monster Squad's great. Kick him in the nards. Wolfman doesn't have any nards. Kicks him in the nards. Wolfman's got nards. One of the campiest, stupidest movies. They literally, like, Dracula pulls a grenade out or a stick of dynamite out, throws it underneath the police car, blows the one cop up. The cop just runs to his wife. Where are the kids? Like, your partner literally just got blown up 5 feet away from you, and we're not even going to address that. We're just going to move on. Okay. All right, cool. Let's just keep it going. So Adam says Michael Myers, so he's a Halloween fan. Are we putting
The original Halloween is definitely up there, bro. The original Halloween is so good.
Definitely.
I like the second. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to click that. I like the second Halloween better than the first one, but the first one's a great story. Whoever was clicking it, go ahead and click. I'm sorry.
I didn't click it. That was probably me, though, because I did hit it.
All right. Nightmare on Elm Street. Fantastic. Did you guys watch the movies that made us? Do you guys watch that on?
I have seen that. I've seen a couple episodes.
Watch this one on Nightmare on Elm Street and how hard it was to get made. It was nuts, and they did it with, I think, like the budget was like $1.9 million, and the guy had to they stopped shooting. Then they started shooting back up again, and then they didn't have 2 weeks pay for the crew, so they were just kind of they sent the office mat or the lady in to talk to them, and she was 8 months pregnant. So she's like, I think they kind of felt bad for me, so that's why they stayed on for 2 weeks without pay. The one actor was giving out money to the crew to keep them on. It was fucking nuts. It's one of the best if you get a chance to watch it. What do you guys think of Nightmare on Elm Street?
It's good. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen it in a long time.
We just watched it, and it's absolutely terrible, but it's the making of Freddy. And Freddy is
Freddy the character is iconic, bro.
He made people afraid to go to sleep. He is the boogeyman of boogeyman.
Yeah, he's the John Wick of the the Monster Squad or whatever you call them. The Jason and Freddy.
Jason, Freddy. So let's go to Jason. Let's go to Friday the 13th. What do we think of Friday?
It's not a Halloween movie though.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't think it is either.
It's a horror movie. It's a horror movie, so you may watch it around Halloween.
A few times, I think Jason X is during Halloween, isn't it?
No, Jason X is in space.
Which was?
Yeah, Jason X is when they go to space.
But before it was around Halloween for some reason.
It's always Friday 13th, bro.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what time of year.
It was Halloween in space, and they were trick-or-treating aboard the asteroid. That's a terrible movie. I wasn't a big fan of Jason, especially the first one. It was his mom, and then the second one, she brings him back. That shit just got fucking weird.
There's a Friday 13th in May of 2022, so we might see him.
Ooh, Jason.
How about some World Series action real quick? Jorge Soler leads off with a home run.
Yeah, the Braves are up 2-0.
Yep.
Nice.
But positive, Ozzy Albies stole a base. So on November 4th, everybody gets free tacos at Taco
Free
Bell.
tacos.
Let's go.
There we go.
Oscar, tell Los Bronze to give us some free tacos, okay?
Yeah, right.
It's the only.
Just go to Oscar's house. His mom will make them for us.
Actually, that's a fact.
That is a fact. She'll be like, "You guys look hungry," and I'll be like,
"Yeah,
maybe."
She's a great woman. We love her. You guys see the new Halloween? It was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I did not. Rich, you know what's weird is that I heard some people said that it was good.
I don't know how they thought it was good.
Was it maybe
the story was absolutely terrible?
Is it because the CGI and stuff was good?
No, there wasn't even that much CGI. The story was terrible.
It was really gory, right?
It was, it was gory to the point where I'm like, okay, but it was just typical stupid deaths. Oh my God, she gets out of the car and has a gun and she's going to try to shoot him, but then she doesn't know how to use the gun. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And it's cool, this chick's going to die. And she does. And he just turns the gun back in her face and blows her face off.
The gun doesn't work on Mike Myers anyway. Brad's been proven.
Bro, nothing does. He's the right. So here's how they made this, right? So now Michael Myers is not human. Michael Myers cannot be killed. He is the embodiment of evil. That's what he is. They literally had him in the street. He got shot 4 times. He got his head beat in with a baseball bat. Laurie Strode's daughter stabs him in the back of the neck with a knife, and they kick the crap out of him while he's on the ground. They all walk away. They're sitting there. The cops come. None of the cops go near Michael Myers. They just go see the victim to make sure they're okay. No, let's not check if the dude murdered people. What's up?
What are they going to do, though, against Michael Myers?
Cuff him up, bro.
You can't see. You
Go
just can't die. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, pa 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 pa, and then again, bro. Just make sure the people are just alive, bro. Like,
Yeah, but here's the thing: he pulls the knife out of his neck and then murders everybody in that circle who was beating the shit out of him, and then murders the daughter.
so you
And then he's back on the road. Yeah. And then the whole time, Jamie Lee Curtis and the cop are talking about, we can't kill Michael. Like it's a voiceover as Michael's coming back because he's the embodiment of pure evil. We can only just try to contain it. I'm
The
like,
best
this
thing they
is
need to
so
do
fucking
is
cool.
they need to let movies and TV series that were made and were good just die
Yeah, just
and
die.
be
Yeah.
creative and think of something new. Okay.
I thought it was going to be over when Rob Zombie did it because Rob Zombie's Halloweens were absolute dog shit. So I thought the Halloween was just going to be gone. And then they're like, nope, we're doing it again.
Yeah, I swear to God, they like look at Google Trends, and like whenever they notice like a crazy spike, they're like, we gotta.
Well,
Yeah.
look at what's Disney doing, right? They're taking all of their old animated movies, and now they're making them real live action movies.
Mhm.
And none of the live action ones have been like good.
No, to be 100% transparent, I'm not a huge like horror Halloween movie ish.
Right.
So like, if I think about Halloween movies, like The Addams Family
Yeah, classic.
movie.
is a
Classic.
great movie.
Anushka!
I mean,
It's best. Love that scene.
Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy is
Underrated.
another good one.
Good movie.
Forgot about
It's a
that
very
movie.
underrated movie.
Very underrated.
I mean, and how can we talk about Charlie Brown, like Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin? Like that's
It's a great movie.
It was a great movie.
yeah, like that's I'm more in like the fun
Oh yeah.
Halloween movies. I mean, Casper is a fun like they're it was the first kind of trend
Great
into like real movies when we were transitioning out of like
Oh
all
yeah.
the animated stuff with the
Yeah, you
kids.
go
So
to
like this was like,
Casper, yeah.
but I mean,
They still hold up. That's the
They
whole
still-
thing.
they-
Adam's
they do.
Family still holds up. Both
Yep.
of them still hold up today.
mhm.
What other ones? I was watching
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is
Beetlejuice
great.
is the other one.
Beetlejuice is great. Hocus Pocus, still a classic. Still probably
I was just thinking about
I
that.
love
We were
Hocus
just
I
talking
think
about
it-
watching that.
Listen, I think it is one of the most overrated movies ever made.
Hocus
That's
Pocus?
just me. Yeah, I do. I can't stand it anymore. I really do. But I get it's like a cult. It's like a cult following with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But it's really not that good, bro. I mean, being honest.
no
Ghostbusters. What about Ghostbusters?
Of course,
The original, yeah,
The
not
original.
the
The
new crap.
original.
The original, not the new one. I want to see the newest one though. That looks cool. 'Cause that's
That's
gonna
with
be,
Paul Rudd, right?
Yeah, that's going to be
Mhm.
pretty dope. But the reason why I say Hocus Pocus is because I love Billy, like the zombie.
Billy Butcherson?
Yeah,
Yes.
Billy Butcherson, and he finally calls you witch. Like that's like
He
it just
calls,
makes
he
me
calls
laugh.
her a wench, I think.
Like that's
Wench.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that's like
And
my
he does
favorite.
the like that, and he just
Yeah.
walks away.
He walks away. Off with your head. Like I don't
Mhm.
think it's honestly, I don't think it is a great movie. But at Halloween time, it's one that you have to introduce your kids into, so
Yeah.
they're like not
Oh.
absolutely terrified. That's why I do enjoy that movie. And then I watched one when Good Ghouls Go Bad. Did you ever see that? It was so everybody remembers Friday night, like Nickelodeon and all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
Are you Afraid of the Dark?
Goosebumps.
All that stuff. So this is an R.L. Stein movie that was on Fox. And I only remembered it because Christopher Lloyd was in it and he plays the goofy ass grandpa. It's a terrible movie. I could only find it on YouTube and the quality was like below 480. Like it was terrible. I watched it on the thing. Ollie's watching it. Like it just took me back to when like they used to make a shit ton of like kids TV movies and
Yeah.
they're not good. And I'm like, yo, this movie is absolute crap. But I just remember like being 11 and watching this like on the couch and being like, oh, this is so terrifying. And it's actually just dog
Yeah.
shit. But I miss those. I miss the Goosebumps like TV movies, like the
Are You Afraid of the Dark was great. I used to watch it all the time.
Are You Afraid of the Dark
Uh,
on Paramount Plus and Amazon. Jamie said she tried to watch it the one day and she's like, it's not that like scary anymore. Dude, it's still
Depends on which one. Depends on which one you watch.
there's like 5 that are really, really like, okay, this shit's kind of like freaky. I love them. I love Are You Afraid of the Dark? I think it's great.
I mean, yeah, when we were kids watching it, it probably wasn't made for 8, 9, 10-year-olds at the time, but
Tales of the Crypt.
That I was
that's a good pull, Adam.
Dude, Adam.
Yeah.
Awesome.
HBO. I know a couple people that look like the Crypt Keeper.
Oh yeah, we do know a few of those. But dude, fucking I remember being at like my aunt's house at like 12 o'clock on a Friday, and it was good evening, girls and ghouls, and it's like this shit's coming on, and it was fucking terrifying. It was just next level. That, and who remembers Tales from the Hood?
I have to rewatch that, Rich.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't actually do.
So Tales from the Hood, it's three gangbangers are in a morgue, and the mortician is telling stories about the 3 like dead bodies and like how they died, but it's all like some like ghostly like crazy shit. I think Snoop Dogg was in it, and like Danny Trejo, like all those guys. But Tales from the Hood, that's a fun ride. And what else is there? Is there any other good Halloweens? Anything out there?
I'm trying to think.
I mean, yeah, we're not talking about you got the Monster House, pretty good.
Monster House, that's
yeah.
There's so much out there. But I just
everybody talks about Halloween Town, they're
oh
all
my
right.
God, Halloween Town's so garbage.
Yeah.
Now, what was the
really is.
what's the one that came out with Adam Sandler? We watched it, Rich.
Hotel Transylvania.
No.
Hoobie Halloween.
Netflix.
Hoobie Halloween. Oh, dude, Hoobie Halloween is
fantastic. Is Oscar. Do you see that?
Nah, actually, I didn't.
Bro, watch it.
Gotcha.
Adam Sandler plays like character, like he's a little off, like socially awkward, and he's like big Halloween guy, and like it's a typical
like
Adam
Town
Sandler
Hall monitor
movie, but it's hilarious, man. It's so dumb, but also hilarious.
Oscar, you're gonna love it.
Oscar, you'll laugh the whole time for sure.
That's awesome.
It's on Netflix. It should be anyway.
What?
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
It's called Hoobie, Hubie, Halloween.
I'm just gonna put it on my list right now because I'll forget, to be completely honest.
I'm sorry. I had to break it up. I wanted to have some fun as we were.
Rich, if we're talking about Halloween movies.
Whoa.
If any of you say candy corn, I'm turning this off right now. Disgusting.
Candy corn is trash.
Candy corn
is
an abomination. It's not candy. It's just corn syrup shaped as like
in different
it doesn't even look like corn. It's shaped as like teeth.
It's worse than doctor's office candy, okay?
Oh my God. That and circus peanuts. My aunt loves circus peanuts.
Worst.
She would always make us go to 007 and buy circus peanuts for it. And
Circus peanuts.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as the flying saucers. They're fucking terrible. Communion wafers with the little beads in them.
Yeah.
Top Halloween candy. There's only one for me, and literally, and it's Reese's.
Wait. It's chocolate candy?
What is?
Yeah.
What?
It was separate from candy. So candy was
chocolate. Chocolate is a candy. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Chocolate is a candy.
They're all grouped together in this situation.
Yeah. Okay. My favorite Halloween candy. If we're not going,
no, that's fine. No, Reese's is great.
Reese's. The
Starburst.
new Reese's.
Starburst. Oscar.
Okay.
Is that good enough for you? Then we can talk chocolates.
I was gonna say black licorice. That's it. Bang.
Oh,
What?
I love that flavor.
Oh my God,
You're
dude!
so fucking weird, bro.
Dude,
oh my
who are
God.
you? That's
Dude,
that might actually be worse
Scuzo.
than candy corn.
That's why you like what's it called?
Oscar, I'm waiting for you to say you love
Sambuca.
like
Yeah,
almond
that's why you
joys.
like Sambuca, bro. It's gross.
I love almond joys. Oh my God.
No,
Almond Joys
almond joys.
Almond Joys are good. I love coconut.
I will crush almond joy all day
I
long.
used to buy that fun size like 10-pack and just eat them by myself.
You don't like almond joy, Don?
No, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't like the coconut.
I love
It's a
almond
texture
joy.
thing,
I
isn't
like
it?
the
The
coconut.
texture thing.
Rich is about to go to Wawa tomorrow and get some almond joy.
Yeah, we really
I'm gonna
is.
get some almond joys, dude. I am stoked. I
Dude, I
forgot
think there's
all
some in my
about that.
vending machine. I think I might do that myself.
Butterfinger. There you go, Adam. Butterfingers, dude, so good.
Butterfingers are good one. I just can't eat too much of them because I feel like they get stuck in my mouth.
That's all they do, dude.
With your mouth and stuff, yeah.
Can't get them.
Peanut M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms are very good.
Yeah. I mean,
better than the original.
Things in the world. Like you literally can't stop.
Oh no! If you get bags of them, you literally open 7 bags.
But have you ever had?
And then pour 7 more bags.
You ever had the peanut butter M&Ms?
Yo, I just tried them.
Those are game changers.
Crazy.
Dude, they had brownie ones. They have brownie M&Ms.
They have pretzel ones too. The pretzel ones are actually good too.
Dude, they're so good. So good. All right.
But definitely the peanut and the peanut butter.
I'm going to give you a choice. You're at a house. And I just want to know what side you're on. So they have 100 grands or paydays. Which one you taking?
100 grand. Oh my God. It's the best
payday.
100 grand. Greatest candy bar to ever exist.
Payday, baby.
Probably a payday. But
I'm a sucker for anything that is peanuts, peanut butter.
I like paydays, but I do like 100 grands too. So I would be in the middle. I'd be taking one of each.
Most underrated Halloween candy? Nutrageous.
Nutrageous are incredible. I still think, Rich, like Reese's best product isn't the Reese's peanut butter cup, though.
What is it?
It has to be the Nutrageous. It's a better quality.
Oh, it is. It is a better product. I agree with you. I agree. Let's talk about all right. So
wait, Rich, what's the famous Paul Wall line about Almond Joy?
Leave a bitch back on, nothing like an Almond Joy. You already know I got that queued up. Paul Wall, baby. I'm the people.
Oscar's texting that to some girl right now.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious. And this is the tweet that has to make.
Just screenshot it and send her a reply.
Me rapping Paul Wall, Almond Joy has to be it. So what was the thing that you looked forward to the most on Halloween? And what was the thing that you didn't? My favorite thing was down in Laurel Springs, a house on my block. You'd go down there. I'd hit them on the way there because they had soda. That was the clutchest item that you could get was a drink because us dumb little fucks never packed like our parents would say, oh, take a water bottle with you. Take this with you. It's like, no, we're out there for 4 hours running our asses off. You get the houses with the soda. You chug the soda and then you hit them on the way home. That was it. The least thing I liked was the lady around the corner who gave pennies in the mini Bibles. Fuck that lady. She ruined Halloween, and that's why she always got her house egged. 5 pennies and a mini Bible. Fuck you, lady.
Man, she's just giving away money, bro. It's better to just give out candy.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you buying mini Bibles?
Yeah. The thing that I look forward to the most, the big candy bar. The houses that gave out the big candy bars.
You're one of them rich guys, huh, Don? Good neighborhoods.
After you're done, I come back to that.
The thing anything homemade. Like
you don't like
please don't bake a brownie and wrap it in saran.
No, because it always got thrown away, dude. We couldn't eat that.
It's true, yeah.
Watch the news, lady, and realize that they're telling everybody that anything that's not wrapped to throw it away. Like no one's eating that stuff. So please don't hand me whatever you made. Please just spend $5 and put a bag of candy.
Yeah, Rich, there was a house on Swarthmore I used to go. We used to go on Stratford. They used to give out the full-size candy bars, and they would give you 2. Mm-hmm. If they liked your costume, they would give you 2.
Was that Bill Hilton or something? No, it was Pennsylvania.
No, it was on, where my grandma used to live. Right there. I don't remember the house specifically.
There's actually a few in Stratford growing up.
What's that?
There was actually a few, like, throughout, like, it wasn't on Cornell because that's where I used to go a lot. It was like I want to say on Harvard that used to like give out big candy bars.
Yeah, and then if you went there once, then you remembered that house, and then every year you're like, "Yo, we gotta go here because we're gonna get the real size candy bar." And remember, we used to always use the pillowcases because we could put more candy in there. And then I used to hate when I used to get home, and I would be like, because me and my brother used to make my mom buy the good candy. And then we get home, and she would give all the fucking good candy away. I'm like, yeah, you're supposed to save some of that for us.
Yeah.
And give them, like...
There's always two bowls. Always 2 bowls. For the older kids who had shit costumes, they got the fucking dots and the red hots. And the little kids who actually, like, took the time to say, like, thank you and shit, You got the Reese's, the Kit Kats, the Milky Ways, you got
Ooh.
the
Yeah.
candy.
Underrated
power
candy.
move.
Underrated candy.
Milky
Milk
Way.
Duds.
Milk, yeah, milk duds are very underrated. I do give you that. Oscar, go ahead with your thing.
I was gonna say there was actually a house down my block that gave out little hugs. That
Oh, the
was-
Huggies, yeah, the drinks.
Lord.
Yeah.
and I used to honestly, I feel like she used to give us like 3 at a time.
Probably went to like BJ's and Costco, brought them in bulk.
Yeah,
That lady was
Just giving
insane.
them out.
yeah.
Keep kids hydrated, baby. Get them sugared up and hydrated. That's what they need. And gentlemen, it's time for our final thoughts. I'm sorry, Don. Did you have something else?
Oh, one, have something for the adults,
Yeah.
right? So just a bit of advice, if you're listening out there, maybe have a cooler on the side as the kids come up trick-or-treating. Maybe have something for dad or mom as they're walking the kids around. And also, don't give the kids that are old and trick-or-treating any shit. They chose to be a kid over going out and doing whatever else anybody
Good
else
point.
is doing. And
Very true.
so
At least
just
they're out
a
of the
couple
house.
things to
too.
keep in mind.
But I did always give them I do give them the shit candy, Don. I do give them the shit candy because they don't put any effort into it. If there was like a 16-year-old who actually had a costume, yeah.
That's different.
Look,
Yeah,
But last year, 3 kids came to my door with literally just their school clothes. And I'm like, what are you guys? And they're like, I'm like, here, just get out. Just take
here's
it.
a bag of pretzels.
Yeah. Enjoy your.
oh man, I
enjoy
remember
your-
those guys used to give us bags of pretzels.
My mom used to buy the bags of popcorn. I'm like, Mom, what are you? Like, why are you doing this to kids? And then I'd find all the, well, obviously we know why, because Nick, I'd find all the Hershey's and the Reese's.
In her room.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever you're doing.
He was listening to Afro Man eating Hershey's.
That's basically what she was doing. Listening to Afro Man taking a nap with a bag of Reese's on.
Mom, are you watching Dazed and Confused? No, I already watched that. I'm watching
Mom, why
Half
does it smell
Baked
like
right now.
pine cones in here?
I'm watching Half Baked right now. Oh, all right.
Oh, that's great. Final thoughts. Oscar, start it up. Start it up.
Yeah, so final thoughts for me. I don't know. It's just weird that Halloween's on a Sunday. Like, what do we do? Do we celebrate on Saturday, or do we celebrate on Sunday and hungover for Monday?
Just
Well,
go on a bender, Oscar, all weekend.
Hungover for Monday.
Probably I think I'm going to do that anyways. But I just want to know for reference sake, like, is it socially acceptable to bring in Halloween on Halloween Eve? Like, what about Mischief Night? Like, it's Mischief Night just not going to be a
It's a
thing?
Saturday night, bro.
Saturday night.
night.
Freaks come out at night. What? That's how it's going to be. I'm down with it.
Fair enough.
Oscar just has questions. That's all.
Yeah, I like it, Oscar.
Somebody answer his questions.
That's my final thought. It's no thoughts. It's just questions.
It's just questions. I love it, Oscar. Don, what do you got?
Listen, there was I'm gonna call out the douchebag that gave Gio the podcaster a bunch of shit. That video was such trash, and like when you want to call out a kid for being a fan, just because he like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like that. That to me spoke volumes about like, but here's the silver lining in it, Rich. He comes back with a post that just says "Stop bullying." Like he took something that was a stupid ass negative, and someone who's trying to get attention, trying to get people to click on shit by being an asshole and being a jerk. And he turned it into a positive. So shout out to him. Shout out to all the good stuff that he's doing, pursuing, what he wants to do, not letting anything hold him back. So,
Yeah. Agreed.
way to turn a negative into a positive.
I like it, Don. I like it. Nick, what is your final thought?
Just say that this whole city, this is why we can't have nice things. Analytics have ruined 3 franchises in this city. It's not going to change until they stop being idiots and mathletes. Use your fucking eyes. A guy can play or he can't. This is a good play call or it's not. this guy can throw 100 or he can't. Like, just stop. That's it. I had enough of it. The Flyers are the only ones that haven't fell into that trap, and I don't think hockey does that in general, so they shouldn't. Everybody else, kick rocks, bro. We don't want none of that shit around here. All right, this city wants grit, blitzes. We want guys that run the ball out to first base. Okay, I want you to shoot an open jump shot when you have one. That's it. I'm pretty easy to please, bro.
Not hard.
Not that hard.
It's not rocket science, right?
No. I don't need to know that on 4th and 4 from their own 20 that you would go for that. Great. That's why we suck, because you do shit like that. Okay. Thank you.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, I think Kelsey put it better. Kelsey had that statement that he put out about Ben Simmons. Like, just go out and ball out. If you go out and ball out and you fail and you fuck up, like, we'll still love you. Like, we've loved guys with insanely less talent.
Yeah.
I mean, the list of
Always
guys
will.
from TJ McConnell to Chris Coast to I don't know, Greg Ward, like those guys that had like next to no talent, but they went out there and they busted their ass, and the city loves those guys like that. But you don't do that, you're gonna get crucified.
Agreed.
Big Rich loves Stuart Bradley.
Too. I love him so much. I bought my dad his jersey. That's how much I love that guy. And that was rocket science, because that's what his degree is in. My final thoughts. Chris, thank you so much for being a fan. Oscar, that's my bad. Chris, thank you so much for listening all the time. Adam, you too. Chip, chiming in. Mike, Lots of Rain Watches, thank you. My final thought is, if you are going to put effort into anything you do, make sure you put all your effort into it. Don't half-ass. Why? Because you're not going to get anything out of it. They always say, jack of all trades, but no one ever finishes that saying, master of none. Put your full heart into it. Put all your effort into it. Get it done. If you don't want to, then stop doing it. Final thoughts. We're good. We're Gucci. Philly, happy Halloween. Everybody stay safe out there. Be nice. Be kind. And Oscar, as he always says, rewind. Deuces.
We're coming to Don's. He's giving out 12 packs.
Yeah, Don's giving out 12 packs of Hershey Borders.
I got a case of lager in the fridge.
Yeah, dude, he got $20K, bro, for his stem, aka his STEM lab that he put in the garage is like
30.
a brew.
Well, no, he actually gave 10 to the school. The other 20 is for his garage.
It's for his garage, and it's going to be set, and he's going to be giving away beer. We're in Philly. Goodbye. Wu-Tang is forever.